So today I'm going to be talking about gig employment. So in my introduction, I will talk about gig employment in this presentation, including its definitions and characteristics. Gig employment refers to flexible freelancing positions that are typically not full-time or permanent. Uber Eats, graphic designers, personal shoppers, landscapers and others are examples of gig employment. I'll also cover the characteristics of gig employment as well as the benefits and drawbacks for both employers and employees. So, features of gig employment. Following my research on the most common types of gig employment, I highlighted the 6 most important elements that caught my attention. Flexibility was the first one. Workers are allowed to choose when and how much they work, usually to fit their own schedules. Short-term contracts. Gigs are, as opposed to permanent employment, usually involve project-based temporary labour. Number of work, task-based employment, freelancing and ride-sharing are just a few of the many jobs that gig workers can perform in a number of industries. Independence. Since many gig workers are self-employed, they are in charge of their own taxes, time off and benefits. And digital platforms. Most gig jobs are supported by online platforms or apps that connect workers with clients or customers, which is crucial, especially in our day and age. So the advantages of gig employment. The gig economy has a lot of benefits for workers. Independence would be one benefit. This is due to the fact that some contractors are not compelled to work in offices. Instead, they can design projects from home or work as delivery drivers whenever suits them. Another benefit would be the flexibility and freedom you have while doing gig employment. So since people may set their own hours and work on their own schedule, flexibility would be advantageous in the gig economy. They may occasionally be given a deadline to complete a task, but they are free to work on it whenever they choose. Another benefit would be increased job opportunities due to certain skills that people can see and learn and pick up on. And then another benefit could be of gig employment could also be used as passive type of income. It doesn't have to be a mainstream of income, but can still be used to pick up outside work while having full-time employment. So disadvantages of gig employment, not reliable. Gig employment is often short lines of work, meaning not a stable line of income. No long-term contracts. The absence of steady contracts means work can dry up unexpectedly, leaving gig workers without income for extended periods. Responsibilities. Working gig employment means also a lot of responsibilities that come with it that usually wouldn't working a normal job, leading to additional stress. No employment benefits. Gig workers are not eligible for unemployment benefits if they do lose work, leaving them more vulnerable during economic turndowns. Advantages for employers. There are many advantages for gig employers, including the cost saving. By hiring gig workers, companies can avoid expenses related to full-time employees such as healthcare, paid leave, retirement contributions and other benefits. Improved efficiency and productivity. Gig workers are usually hired to complete specific tasks or projects, which can drive more efficient results or result-orientated work. Increased flexibility. Workers can hire workers as needed, which allows them to scale their workforce up or down quickly based on demand. And no long-term commitment. Hiring gig workers reduces the risk associated with uncertain business conditions, since employers are not obligated to maintain a permanent workforce. So the disadvantages for employers, lack of worker loyalty. Because gig workers are often project-based, they may not be as invested in the company's culture, goals, or long-term success. Quality control issues. Employers have less oversight and control over independent contractors compared to full-time staff, which can affect the consistency and reliability of output. Limited availability. Gig workers may have conflicting commitments, especially if they're working for multiple clients, making it challenging to align schedules for urgent projects. And lack of long-term alignment. Gig workers are usually forced on long-term deliverables rather than the long-term success of the organisation, which can affect strategic initiatives that require effort and commitment. And then my conclusion. So, in conclusion, gig employment offers employers flexibility, cost saving, and access to specialised talent. It also comes with challenges like inconsistent work quality, legal risks, and lower worker loyalty. While it works well for short-term projects and specific needs, it can impact company environments, compliance and team cohesion. To gain full benefits and lower drawbacks, companies should balance gig workers with a core of full-time employers to reap the full benefits. And then my questions for the end. How can companies make sure gig workers deliver good quality work? What can companies do to keep gig workers motivated and engaged? And how can businesses find the right gig workers quickly when needed? Thank you.